Hello everyone, welcome back to episode 8 of The Undying Sky, a show by us, Elsewhere and Beyond, run using Symbaroum by Free League Publishing. I hope life is treating everyone well. We have been very busy here putting things together. We've got some new projects coming to the channel soon, which you will all know about. If you follow us over on our social media, actually, good time for a plug. You can get us at Elsewhere and Beyond on TikTok and Instagram. It's at Elsewhere Beyond on Twitter. And you can find links for all of this down below on our website. So do be sure to follow us there. And also check out our Patreon. We're putting things up there throughout the month. Little bits and bobs just to say thank you for the support that people are giving. So thank you. So without further ado, getting back to the action then, we return to Rhianna, Lysander and Trygg in the Undying Sky. So the three of you are up on this ruin in the night, and the cultists that no longer wanted to fight have fled. Now, if you want to see which direction they've gone at the end of this battle, you could roll a vigilance check.
You know what? I'm going to just try it, vigilant.
Yeah.
Nope.
5, you succeeded.
I succeeded. Ooh.
You rolled a 5.
Ooh.
No, rolling low is good, Kim. That's the good one.
Oh, that's a mistake I've been making.
10 is not enough, Trygg. You failed. But then again, right now, you're kind of coming down from a little bit of barbarian range. And I'm afraid 16, that is a failure for you as well, Lysander. Rhianna, you only see the direction the one that shoved you into the wall went, that ran past you.
I'm going to do Brimstone Cascade with the +1 still.
Okay, so let me just set the scene for you. Yeah,
is that all right?
+1. It's a +1, but you'd be standing atop the hill. He thrusts you into the wall, and you see him half. You know how when people slide down hills, they kind of slide on the side of their hip?
Yeah.
And then they run a little bit, and then they slide again. He isn't taking the path. He's making a dart for the town.
All right. Yes! Ooh!
You've succeeded. You've rolled 4 points of damage. Would you like to roll a d4 on the sunstone to increase the damage?
Okay, yeah, I'll do it.
2. So 6 points of damage in total. So really, you're drawing this power with the stone in your hand?
Yeah, pull the stone out of my pocket, my robe pocket, and hold it in both hands and kind of whisper to it for a moment before.
A gout of fire forms from your hands, twisted in a column of shimmering heat and smoke, blasts into the back of the man, sending him forward. You see his legs topple over his back. He tumbles and tumbles, and then he's ignited, lying at the bottom of the hill, not moving.
And then Rhianna takes the stone in both hands. Thank you, Bart. And she puts the stone back.
What's the lightning weather situation right now?
None. It is completely gone. The only thing that permeates now is a gentle breeze, but already the clouds are beginning to part and the weather is changing overhead. You can see the clear and starry sky. But the addition is, this time, there are northern lights in the sky. They weren't there before. Shimmers of more pastel autumn colours, peaches and pinks. Not the usual greens and yellows we would have in our own world.
I think Lysander will watch that for a while, then kind of cast Trygg a worried look. Like, what is this? What is this new devilry?
Trygg is definitely watching intently. Does it look like the usual for the world that we're in?
Absolutely not.
Okay, well, there's definitely some concern there. But there's not so much time to worry about it, because Trygg is going to cast his attention to the woman.
Same. Rhianna
on the altar.
scurries, looks up to the sky, is concerned for a moment with a frown before turning to the, scurrying inside.
As you rush over to her side, you notice that she is dressed in a single kind of piece, white gown. They're very dark hair, very distinct features, very youthful young woman. She's very cold to touch, and there's no motion or movement. She's dead.
Oh.
Lysander shakes his head, and he's gonna start looting, see if he can find this disc thing as well.
You find that gold-rimmed glass disc not too far from the body of the cult leader. who is sprawled out near the altar, and the disc itself not far from his hand.
Lysander will walk over and pick it up, have a look at it.
The object itself seems to be made of the purest materials. The glass is perfectly flawless. The metal is rich and of a very high quality. In this band of metal, around the edge, are runes. Runes that, Lysander, you cannot read.
He'll walk over and hand it over to Rhianna. Do you have any idea what this is?
Inspect it a little bit. Is it anything that I'm familiar with?
Well, you are a novice in Lawmaster, so you get a chance to have a go at it, but it's a very hard check.
Yeah.
So it's a -5 on this Lawmaster check.
No.
Oh, this one
16.
is... But it should excite you, because this is the first thing you've held since your time in study you don't know anything about. What you do know is this. The metal is familiar to you. This is not metal from our world.
Ooh.
Already you see the meteorite sheen, those beautiful pearly waves in the gold that tell you
Yeah.
this is from a star.
Oh. I've actually never seen anything like this before. This metal, it's not from here. You know when you see a falling star? Have you ever seen one?
Trygg is like,
Well, that,
Just
it's
nodding away.
made out of that, exactly.
How can you tell?
And then that's when Rhianna just kind of like leans over to Lysander and she shifts the disc in her hands just enough so you can see like the reflections off the edge and see how they sort of have a strange effect on them.
You notice actually, as you lift that disc, Rhianna, and you turn it, there's a little torchlight moves naturally through the lens, and you're actually able to make different shapes out of the way that the light passes and refocuses within the prism. You can create X's and triangles, squiggly lines, and it all comes down to which way you move the disc. Fascinating.
Indeed.
Is it dangerous and evil? Could we get a lot of thala for it?
Well, I certainly wouldn't want to sell something like this. I mean, if it was used here, like, what were they trying to create? Or were they not trying to create anything?
I mean, he gestures to the girl. I assume they wanted another abomination.
Out of this girl?
Trygg sort of, he walks over to the woman and he examines her face and then he looks up at the sky.
Whatever they were doing, seems they succeeded.
Are any of the markings, sad as that comment is, are there any of the markings anywhere else inside these ruins etched somewhere or written in the dirt or made out of chalk or anything really that I know of?
There are some of the markings, the ones that refracted through the reflections, the light you could create, and also the runes around the edge of the band. A couple of them have been branded onto the woman's arms.
What if I try to sort of recreate them a little bit on the woman's arm, at least the ones that are there, or are they following some kind of pattern that is the same like the pattern on the disc? Or...
I have to tell you right now, you have to do this because you have the impulsive boon.
Right.
Burden. So it's not a
do.
case of asking me if you can or can't do this. You
I
chose
will
to take
do
a
it.
burden. You chose to take, I was just informing our listeners, Kimberley chose for Rhianna a burden on her character, and it's called, what's it called?
Impulsive.
Impromptu? Impulsive. And what that means is that whenever she has an idea to do something, she has to do it.
But what are you doing?
Just trying out. Hold on, she says.
Can you please roll me a d6?
Lysander's gonna step back.
4.
Rhianna, you hold this disc up. It catches the light, the starlight, the torchlight. It begins to form shapes and symbols on the skin, refracting from the prism. You find yourself naturally mimicking the different shapes on this poor dead woman's body, trying to create the same circles and lines and squares and triangles. And with each symbol you match, the wounds and the marks on the woman's body begins to ooze gold, liquid gold. Tremors begin underfoot. Dust falls from the cracks of the ruins around you. A bright flash ignites the sky overhead as the disc in your hands, Rhianna, it ignites in a heatless and painless gold flame.
I'm so sorry, guys.
Let's finish the cultist's ritual.
The air around you roars with a mighty boom as a ball of blazing heat descends down from the heavens at breakneck speed. A celestial object, a fiery meteor that plummets down, soaring closely over your heads, over the hilltop ruins, before striking the town of Adalion below. You shield your eyes from the bright light of the explosion, but the blast of heat, dust, and force throws you all down. Maybe, with the exception of Trygg, you're probably still standing. But the rest of you are face down and eating dirt.
Lysander's kind of fumbling on the ground, trying to get back up, and he's just like, what did you do?
I don't know. I didn't think I was going to finish anything. What about the girl? How's the girl looking?
Light is pooling and issuing out of her eyes, out of her mouth, coiling down her hands, whipping up like spirits and wisps twirling around her. Her hair, almost as if deep underwater, just moves in a drowned state. There's a great flash of light. If anybody has any permanent or temporary corruption, please remove it.
Ooh.
Trygg, before she turns...
Permanent as well.
Permanent as well.
Yeah, Lysander's calling out for Trygg to...
It's hard to hear him because the pitch of the light and the sound just raises and raises and raises. You can hear kindling, crackling fires all around and just this screaming. But then this light washes over you and it's nothing but warmth and caressing and gentle and reinvigorating before every mote of it, every lasting ray of it just rushes back into the chest of this woman who is now sat with her legs over the edge of the altar, perched forward, that long dark hair swamping around her face in the dress. One of the straps hangs down from her arm, and you see that she has perfect golden eyes, and all across her face are marred with, as if liquid metal had formed into her skin, golden birthmarks and tattoos.
Trygg, kill it.
No. Rhianna says as she sort of like scurries to almost like defend
Trygg
the
does-
woman.
He has brandished his hammer at this,
Yeah, of course he has. I would.
but he's very wearily looking at this woman who just moments ago was stone dead.
She's not an abomination. I mean, she doesn't even have the black eyes or the long fingers or...
What are you?
He calls to the woman over Rhianna's shoulder.
Her eyes open wide with fright. She suddenly realizes the little that she's dressed in. She clutches at herself, cold and frightened. She pulls her knees up to her chest and starts to look around. She can't form words. She makes noises as she tries to speak, but she realizes that there's no comprehension of the language. It's in the head, but it's not coming out the lips, and you can see the frustration in her eyes.
Rhianna places the disc down on the altar next to the girl, and she tries to carefully place a hand on her shoulder.
She looks at the disc, and you place it down, and she gasps with fright and shifts her body to the right, a foot or so away from it. Can you go ahead and make me a persuasive test?
Yes.
You can use Resolute, can't you?
Net 20, baby.
Oof. She clambers away from even you, tumbling over the back of the altar. She hits the ground, and you can hear the wind get knocked out of her as she starts to try and crawl away from the giant troll with the hammer.
Does Rhianna give Trygg any sort of indication of what
Yeah.
that is his fault?
Yeah, she kind of shoots him a look of like, annoyance a little bit, maybe. Don't shout at her. She's not an abomination.
Lysander's gonna get on his feet. He doesn't really want to get involved in this, so he just steps back a little bit, looks to where the meteor or whatever it was fell.
It's chaos in the town, the village. It has taken out the entire northern side. The river has split its banks. Fire reefs and engulfs many of the homes there. The only area that hasn't been struck right now, though many of the windows have been smashed and there's much damage, is the lower portion where the church was and the old inn used to stand. You do notice the belfry, by the way, has come down off of the church. The meteor had gone, well, the falling star had gone straight through the belfry to strike the town behind it.
In response to Rhianna's angry look, Trygg just sort of gives up a little bit, and his hammer thumps really hard into the ground as he reaches for the disc and then turns away to walk over to Lysander and survey the chaos.
Wow, leaving me to deal with the girl.
I mean, Lysander's just gonna lower his voice, and he looks to Trygg a bit like, did she do this?
He looks at the damage.
What do we do? Do we go, or do we go help?
Trygg looks back at the town and up at the sky. What's that looking like now? Is it still...
The sky has calmed down. The auroras are all but shimmering, but you do notice something is missing from the sky. There is no longer a winter star.
He pauses for a moment. It seems as if the urgency of stopping whatever happened is sort of past, or whatever was going on is sort of past, and he's coming down from the excitement of it all. He just shrugs.
I'm sure they've dealt with fires before.
I'm sorry, he says it's just like literal half of the town has been reduced to rubble.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, he's not gonna rush to their rescue and divert the river, and he is an uncivilized man. He's been living out in the woods for so long, and he's just, even in troll society, it's just like, if you can't take care of yourself, then nobody's gonna do it for you. The reason he rushed so quickly to stop whatever was going on now is because of its overtly otherworldly nature.
All right, Trygg. You stay here with the girl and the thing. I'll get Master Selena and maybe get a horse and our things. Maybe meet to the north of the town or something. Maybe that's an idea. I don't want to stay here.
Quite right.
All right.
We should get off this hill.
Rhianna, in the meantime, is just trying to carefully approach the girl. Maybe help her up if she allows it, or just speak to her.
She'd be slow to what appears to be you reaching out your hand would be slapped away a few times before eventually, and you realize she's having convulsions of shock now.
Yeah.
Her skin is very cold to touch.
Yeah. I guess Rhianna will try to perform the little doctor's test on her, look at my finger, and kind of see how she's doing.
once.
Yeah, exactly. Saw the school nurse do this sometime.
You get a look at her eyes better, and you see these perfect golden irises.
What are you? She says as she's still inspecting the girl.
But she stands with your assistant, and she walks huddled with the coat around her. Her mess of long black hair, wild, just framing much of her face.
Trygg? Lysander? Rhianna looks up and steps with the girl out of the ruins.
Yeah, Lysander's clearly in a lot of distress right now. He will walk towards Rhianna and just shake his head we have to get out of here.
Why? It's over now, isn't it?
And he kind of points towards the big fire in the town.
Trygg points to the girl and says,
Does it look over to you?
Right. Oh.
The whole town just blew up. Who do you think they're going to blame? The troll and the changeling, or, I don't know, the priest?
We must get Master Selena and Bart. They would understand.
I'll go ahead. I'll get our caravan. I'll talk to your master and we'll meet across the bridge.
All right. Okay.
Lysander is going to head down the hill. Trygg, are you going with the girl and with Rhianna?
yeah.
And Trygg, keep the hammer ready.
Always.
Lysander, you make it down the hill. You pass a literal burnt-out husk of a man, still just embering away as you go down the hill. You actually, I would say, at this point, stride across the rushing river. not to, like, slow yourself down by taking detours.
Yeah, he's gone through a few rivers in his time. It's fine.
And there's a way to traverse them, and you know how to do it. And you make your way past the fallen inn. You see the body of Astrid laying there.
That is a little sad.
And then you eventually make it to the village church. Outside the front of it, Selena and Agatar are tending some injured. You see the old handyman Grentham has been deeply wounded and is lying on his side. Bartolom is standing there as well. He's fetching water. Some of the locals that are still around are rushing backwards and forwards, helping their wounded. And it's a lot of chaos. Selena was soot on her face, hair skewn. It looks as if she's seen a ghost when she sees you. Lysander, what happened?
I think your student happened.
What happened, Lysander?
On the hill, there was some more of those ritualists. They were doing a ritual. We took care of some of them. Some ran away. Then Rhianna took this looking glass thing and did something, and then the sky went weird, and this girl woke up, and then the town blew up.
Father Agator strides over. There's two men standing behind him, two locals, and there's fright in their face. Everyone is very frightened. What do you mean a girl stood up? Speak sense, changeling.
Can I just hit him again?
No, don't hit the
Sit
priest.
down, old man.
Do you have the impulsive trait?
No, can I hit him again?
Okay, you can go and try and hit him again.
Screw this guy.
You fail it as you go to swish your weapon at him. He takes a step back. There is devilry at work. Demons! There is darkness, and this is one of their agents. He points at you, and the two men on either side come forward. They bear their weapons, clubs and billiard hooks, and they come forward towards you. Selena stands beside you. I have had just about enough of this. And with that, there is this deep feeling in your stomach, this pull of energy. And then as if you're washed over by a sense of release and relief, that the two men on either side of Agatar explode.
Oi!
Flesh, sinew, bones, guts splatter the priest, who goes flying backwards.
Lysander's just standing there quite flabbergasted.
Lysander, my patience is running thin. Where are they now?
We're meeting to the north. I need to get the caravan.
Your caravan, that one, she points over to the front of the village where a huge piece of just like the church has fallen and crushed it.
We're meeting north of the bridge. We're going to get out of here.
You hear the clang of a wheelbarrow being thrown on its side, the bang of a barrel. You see Father Agatar running for it down the alleyway behind the church, the flap of his robes as he goes. Oh, by Prios, Selena says in frustration as she stands. Bartolom, keep a careful eye on Father Agatar. Lysander, go to the others. I will be there shortly.
I think upon seeing these two people blow up, he's gonna just,
That's quite enough for one night.
just like start to run towards the bridge and across and just like...
Lysander, on your way to the northern side of the town, on your way to the bridge that passes over the Velema River, to where your allies are waiting, you see chaos, carnage, firestorms coming up from the houses, craters and cracked earth. You see bodies strewn about, people screaming and crying. There weren't many people in Odalion, but the ones that remain suffer greatly. As for the others, you eventually see the outline of Lysander coming up the road. A stark distraction from the plumes of mile-high fires and smoke pouring into the air.
Yep, hey, guys, so the caravan's... Selena...
Is Selena coming?
Yeah. She blew up a couple of people. She should be right along.
Good. Good.
Oh, yeah, great. Yeah, that sounds... Yeah.
Did you blow up a couple of people? Good.
And then I think...
Lysander's just going to drop his bag and run back. He forgot his bird.
Oh no, you don't
With
have
Selena,
to worry about.
no.
Well, because as you run back, you see Selena riding on a horse towards you. She rides up She's a little bit more composed now. She sees the gathering. She sees the girl and frowns slightly. She gets off the horse, and whilst she does, she takes a small little wicker basket with some sawdust in the bottom, and she passes to you the bird.
Lysander takes it very gingerly and holds it close.
Of course, it's not her focus. She just strides past you towards her other apprentice, Rhianna. Is she dead?
She's not dead.
She was dead.
She was dead, but she's not dead anymore.
She got better.
This is Aloa. This is Ladis's daughter.
Okay, but she was still dead. And then she, and he gestures to Rhianna, did finish the crazy ritual and blew everything up.
I don't think I finished it.
Rhianna,
Yeah?
you have to exercise caution.
The round thing. Trygg.
He produces the disc.
She offers out her hand to take it from you.
He'll offer it with no
The
resistance.
cultists already said it was too late anyway, and besides, I mean, this girl is
Rhianna,
alive now.
enough.
Trygg, they're mad. She blew up 2 people. She blew up the town.
Enough, please. You were about to be accosted and possibly taken off to Temple Wall. A changeling such as yourself would not have lasted long there. And she looks at the disc. Is this the item that Ladis had told me about? It seems ancient enough, important enough for his sort of work.
The relic.
This is not safe here. Lysander. And then she decides to drop the fast, because let's be honest, everyone knows at this point. Trygg, I am sorry for drawing you into this.
No. We're gonna leave.
Yes, you are going to leave. Rhianna, you are going with them.
What?
I'm not bringing the town-destroying lady with us.
She didn't destroy a town. Do you really think the Ordo Magica are capable? Well, actually, they are capable of something like that, but it takes a lot more than one person to do it.
See?
Rhianna, we will talk in length in the future about what happened. But right now, I need you to get this disc and this girl to Agrila. You two. Don't take this personally, Rhianna, but do you think you could escort her?
Trygg looks to Rhianna and then back.
She was careless. However,
Lysander's gonna break in and stop Trygg and just go up to him and in sort of a hushed voice, but not really hushed, be like, Trygg, we really don't need to do this.
Trygg interrupts that last word by just putting his palm over his entire face. He just bloop.
However, what happened here tonight is something I must see through to the end.
And he looks in the direction of the ruined tavern. He seems a bit lost in thought.
Selena approaches you, and she takes your large hand, and she entrusts in it a large pouch of coins. I promised you, Lysander, and Astrid, may she rest with the spirits, that I would pay you for your time here.
Instead of answering her, Trygg just looks at Lysander sort of expectantly, like, does this change your mind?
Lysander sort of gives a defeated shrug. I really don't think this is a good idea.
See of it this way, didn't you feel it when she woke up?
Yes, how you blew up the town.
No, I mean, when we perform magic or draw upon our power, there's the corruption, right? There always is a cost. But when she woke up, I felt it all fade away. You must have felt it. She looks at Trygg.
He nods, a little surprised. That he'd kind of assumed it was personal to him.
As you're saying this, Selena, you know that thing when grandmothers take a grandchild's face, pulls it up, tilts it from left to right to kind of inspect before doing a cheek wobble. Minus the cheek wobble, she's inspecting the girl. This is the most extraordinary thing I've seen in all my life. I don't know what we're dealing with, Rhianna. This girl might be the answer you've been seeking all of your academic career.
Who knows?
What do you even want us to take her?
I want you to take her to Agrila. Our order, we are situated there. It is our main chapter. Meet me there.
And what about Bart?
Bart is back in the town.
Could you blow up the priest? I mean, he's clearly gonna blame us. And so they're gonna be in danger because he's gonna send people after us.
Bartolom is in pursuit of him, but I do imagine Father Agatar has a mind to be halfway to Temple Wall by now. Bartolom and I will ride after him. You take the girl to Agrila and the disc. We will go after Father Agatar. Now, speed is not always the answer. You want to move with discretion. Our friend here, this girl, she will be easily noticed and spotted in a crowd. Go with care. The road is not always your friend. Rhianna, get these people to the Audio Magica. Wait for me there. I will be there.
Rhianna nods and moves over to Selena to give her a hug.
She just embraces you in. She's just, it's a motherly hug. She just pulls you in tight and she kind of breathes in with a gated breath. You can see the contemplation of multiple calculations and thoughts in her mind as she's doing it.
Lysander's very stressed, pacing back and forth, just clutching this basket with tiny little cute Meliora in it.
She lets go of you, taking a step back.
So what, we just get far away enough? We camp?
You might not be as seasoned on the road, but these two are. What you lack here, you can make up for with companionship. Trust them, Rhianna.
Okay.
And I would ask you two to look after my most prized apprentice.
Lysander's gonna face Trygg, give him as much of a stare down as he can. It's like, are you sure about this?
Still sort of deep in thought, he looks between the direction of the inn and the grassy knoll. I can't call it that. I mean, yeah. And he sort of just silently nods.
I like your Trygg, but we only just met up on the mountain, but we could just beeline it for Dabakar, disappear there for a year, and then everything will be fine.
Rhianna turns on her heels to Lysander as she overhears this. And she squints a little bit and adjusts her glasses. So you're telling me you're gonna just, I don't know, hang out in the woods or something after this night and pretend it all never happened? How do you think that's gonna go down?
Well, it's gonna go down without me.
And you'll be happy.
Trygg again puts his hand just covers his Lysander's. He says to him,
Lysander, there are forces at work here beyond our ken. I, for one, intend to follow them. You can, and he looks at Rhianna and back, hang out in the woods as much as you like.
You'll never get there without me.
Perhaps you are right.
Exactly. So you need to come with us.
It's settled then, all three of you.
Is it?
And make some money along the way. Yes, it is. I think this will be very good for you.
The council has spoken.
I think Lysander's not going to argue too much with Selena at this point.
I mean, she's very good at blowing people up.
Yeah.
I mean, I could just blow you up.
Yeah, we'll get it over and done with right here. You can leave.
Trygg is also pretty good at blowing people up.
He is, but with hammers.
You know, I'm something of a person exploder myself.
Lysander, do not be frightened. You're here after all.
Yeah, but I could not be here.
She looks up and she points to the absent winter star in the sky.
Oh, it's not absent, it's over there. He points towards the fire.
The world has changed more tonight than it has in 20 years. But if you can help me now and my apprentice and this brave troll, and she says that troll word very distinctly, and perhaps we can make something of the world you want to go and hide into.
Lysander just gives a head sigh and nods. I'll get them there and then we'll see from there.
Trust me, I really didn't mean to blow up the town, okay?
What about that? And he gestures to the golden girl.
You will have to look after her. And as Selena puts her hand on her shoulder, the adolescent just reacts like a child would. She needs your guidance. and she needs your safety.
Fine. We'll just go.
Then just go. Good luck to you all. I'll see you in Agrila.
Wait, do we even have a tent? Bedrolls? I mean...
You are going to learn to live on the road, Rhianna, and share with the others what they have.
There's a heavy thump as the head of the hammer just hits the dirt road, and that thump sort of repeats as he swings it, using it as a walking stick.
God. We're not going to take the road, so we'll head north along the river.
Very well. Travel safely. I will see you soon. And with that, as the party begin to depart the town of Odalion, Selena stands with the reins of her horse in hand beside the steed, watching you all as you all depart. And the waft of smoke fills the air, the fires still raging from the town. And you all depart on a road long and dangerous ahead of you.